Holy shit, look at this timing gear. It was perfectly fine before it broke. But in Pakistan, even if it's damaged this badly, the master can still restore it to like new condition. He plans to use this old piece of iron to machine a brand new timing gear, just because the old iron still has potential. But honestly, if he can actually make a working gear using this scrap, that would be insanely impressive. You have to understand, this part requires extremely high precision. Even the slightest deviation, and the engine won't start. If the timing is off by even one tooth, the compression ratio will be completely different. But the master is all about skill and bold confidence. The harder the challenge, the more he enjoys it. To ensure every dimension is perfect, he flattens this piece of iron until it's perfectly smooth. Then he clamps it tightly onto the milling machine. Now comes the most mind-blowing part. To accurately replicate the teeth, he directly welds the original timing pulley onto this piece of iron. No marking, no measuring, no precision instruments at all. He relies purely on the original part for alignment. This move instantly maximizes the precision. And what's more, the master doesn't need to waste time drawing lines or marking points. He doesn't need a gear hobbing machine or any high-end equipment. He simply uses a drill press and drills one hole after another to create the exact positions for the teeth grooves. Purely handmade gear replication. For the other holes, he just drills along the grooves. But the weld spot area is the trickiest part, and the easiest to mess up. Most mechanics would have given up already. But the old master remains completely calm. He first grinds the weld spot area clean and smooth. Then he picks up a center punch and taps it repeatedly to locate the positions. No measuring tools are used throughout the process. It all relies on decades of experience and pure hand feel. Even working blindly, his accuracy is incredible. After all these steps, every single hole drilled is almost perfectly accurate, with zero visible error. If this kind of craftsmanship existed in ancient times, he could definitely become the emperor's craftsman. The positioning of the teeth is now complete. Next, he needs to machine the inner shape of the gear. He simply places the broken gear onto the iron block and sprays it lightly with paint. A perfect inner outline is instantly transferred. Simple yet incredibly precise. This is the beauty of decades of experience. Now he has the outline. But how to precisely hollow out the middle section is another headache-inducing challenge. Anyone else would have been stuck by now, but the master already has a clever trick. He uses the lathe like a bed, and clamps a large drill bit onto the chuck. Then he precisely drills through each marked hole one by one. Once all the holes are drilled, he puts the piece back on the lathe again, and carefully machines it bit by bit, slowly hollowing out the excess material. As iron shavings fly everywhere, the shape of the gear gradually emerges. The prototype is already clearly visible. It's starting to look a bit abstract. Next comes the most critical part, machining the center section. This step cannot be rushed either. Before fully hollowing it out, the master once again uses the drill press to drill a positioning hole at the edge. This small hole is very important. It will become the crucial crescent-shaped keyway on the gear, used to lock the position. Even a tiny difference is unacceptable. After the hole is drilled, He clamps it back onto the lathe, and begins precision machining the outer ring, slowly turning it down, until the previously drilled hole is fully exposed. At this point, all the tooth machining work is finally complete. Now only the center shaft connection part remains. This step is relatively simple, but the master still doesn't cut any corners. He first drills precise positioning holes, then switches to the correctly sized drill bit to bore the matching shaft hole, all done in one go. Finally, he uses the drill press to carefully drill two engine timing positioning points and cleans them up. After all the holes are done, an ordinary flat piece of iron has been transformed through the master's magical skills into a brand new, perfectly precise engine timing gear that can be installed directly on the vehicle. This is what real craftsmanship looks like. No high-precision machines, just pure skill in the hands. No high-tech equipment, just decades of experience. He can revive even completely destroyed parts and make them brand new. If this keeps developing, he'll be handcrafting spaceship engines next.